persistent vertigo, and so they wanted to send her to a neurologist.
March 25th.
And I don't mean they were like
That's ridiculous. We are taking
Yeah, but we're not neurologists.
But could you not get them earlier? Someone comes in for Shabbat.
I do patients, I can get them in earlier, here's what I used to do.
Yes.
I call the doctor. I haven't, but I actually have a conversation.
Oh, yeah.
Phone calls. Well, no,
Not
no.
all.
I can expect myself, instead of putting names on the patient, I actually have a conversation with them. Then on the computer, I set up their appointment on the computer, telling them that I'm emergent or urgent consult and the reason why, and the office will contact them. No, no, in fact, somebody left me a patient.
Well, that's the Taurus. That's Taurus. That's what I know.
She's not major stroke, so he did a whole workup with the guy up there, and then he talks to the neurologist, so. Well, it happens when he's left at 5 o'clock, he got me in the patient. No, he left me the patient at 3 o'clock, supposed to have his MRI at 5. I call the MRI, we got 4 people in front of him, and the MRI was evening. He didn't have his MRI until 9 o'clock.
This one, that.
Well, I get it from him before I leave. And he wrote up the chart, but he didn't get it. Didn't give him medicines yet, so he was doing a pharmacy stuff. So I gave him loaded in his medicine, these. Okay. I have to give him a consult.
You get to be in the front row, sitting in front.
I
I come down off the beam on Friday night, so I'm.
I've never understood it. Even, 20 people here, everything spreads out. Is it COVID?
No, this is just
hard to see.
have their places and. I'm up here, I got my place, so I.
Do you start with mental or do you go?
Yeah, we just do, you go straight to how much you want. I'm about to. Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. It's fine. Just forks and then put it away. It's fine. I told Lauren it's okay.
Yeah, actually, she too.
Awesome. Thank you. I'll visit them.
It was all in line of duty.
Oh, okay. David, can you do me a ginormous favor? David, do me a ginormous favor. They left this last week.
Let's throw it in. Somebody's trouble.
Do you mind just filling it out so it doesn't end up
Okay.
all over the floor and throwing it away? And I will. Oh, they didn't set me up today. What's going on? My little minions are not here working on the setup to do it here. Hi, Fines.
Hi.
Good to see you guys.
Good to be here.
Well, that's good. Glad to have you here.
This is our first one.
I was gonna say, you may have come when I wasn't here for, people go, I was here and you weren't. Well, all right, I'm usually here. Not that many I miss.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. See they have some other customers who came back. All right. Susie, do you want to light candles tonight? Sure. Thank you.
She was looking for the candle lighting. Where
Page 4. Can't get any quicker than page 4. No, there isn't. That's what I'm saying. It's like saying page 1, but it's page 4.
Do we have a lighter?
All right, hold on. Let me get the
Lighter?
extension, and the lighter should be underneath here. Hold on. Here. Ladies and gentlemen, Shabbat Shalom. Nobody's out picnicking on a beautiful evening. I'm very impressed. I had to throw the boys outside today. I said, it is so nice. Go out. You have no excuse. Not 45 and windy and yucky. You have no excuse. Let's see. This one worked last time.
Okay.
Here, I'll just do it. If you don't mind, because if I let go, it won't. It'll go off and I'll never get it back. I didn't say I could do it more than once. All right, if you don't mind, we rise, if you're able to, on page 4, if you'd like to follow, as we welcome in Shabbat and with the little candle lighting as Susie leads us. Amen. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you. Perfect. No, that was awesome. That was awesome. You're welcome to be seated. Yeah, I don't know. You're in the right place. Even the people who sit farther are still in the back. I know you're not the Friday nighters all the time, but you're usually up, yeah, that seat, yeah. You're trying out? Allison usually is over here now. Now you're confusing me. Okay, got it. Don't move. You guys stay right where you've been. Okay, thank you. That will help. I was just going to ask you that. I'm looking over. Why are you over here? You're balancing. You guys can sit wherever you want if it's your first time. Go for it. Daniel's in the right place. I know, that's what I'm saying. Daniel's in the right place. We say Shabbat Shalom, welcome, and wherever you are sitting, we are happy to have you. Some of you I know are visiting, so welcome from New York. And are you all local, or are you from far away? You just, wonderful, welcome. We'll talk more about David probably you already have the whole scoop, I bet. A little bit, okay, good. Welcome to town, and we're going to begin Shabbat together on page 5, where you will find Shalom Aleichem as we welcome in Shabbat together. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu ni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seitchem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We turn over to page 10, where you'll find Yedid Nefesh, our beautiful hymn. It's a beautiful piece of poetry that welcomes in the light of Shabbat, if you will. And we joined together, been doing the first 1 or 2 verses. And if you're not familiar with it, you'll hear the yada-da-da-da-dies. Welcome to join with that part, certainly. Page 10. Yedid Nefesh Av HaRachaman Mishach Avdach El Ritzonach Yarut Avdach כמו איה ישתחווה מול הדרך, כי ירב לו ידידותך מנופת צוף וכל טעם. Yada die 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 die, yada die 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 die, yada die 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 die, yada die die die, yada die 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 die, yada die 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 die, yada die 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 die, yada die die die, yada die 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 die, yada die 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 die. Yada die 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 die, yada die die die, yada die 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 die, yada die 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 die, yada die 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 die. Page 11, you'll find the formal beginning of Kabbalat Shabbat, our series of psalms that kind of get us into the mood for the Sabbath and bringing in that spirit of Shabbat. So page 11, we join. Lechu neranina, lechu neranina, lechu neranina ladonai, lechu neranina, lechu neranina, lechu neranina ladonai. Naria, naria, litzur yishenu, nekadma fana bitoda. Naria, naria, litzur yishenu, bizmirot naria lo. Lechu neranina, lechu neranina, lechu neranina ladonai. Lechu neranina, lechu neranina, lechu neranina ladonai. We turn over to page 14 by the arrow, where you'll find the words Yismachu Hashamayim, the heavens and the earth rejoice, just as we do in the Sabbath. We join together again by the arrow. Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz. Yiram hayam, yiram hayam, yiram hayam, umilo, yiram hayam, yiram hayam, yiram hayam, umilo, yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz. Yiram hayam, yiram hayam, yiram hayam, umilo, yiram hayam, yiram hayam, yiram hayam, umilo. Ya'alo sadai v'chol asher bo, az yarananu kol atzei ya'ar, lifnei Adonai kiva lishpot ha'aretz, Yishpo tevel b'tzedek v'yamim emunato. You'll kindly turn over to page 19 at the bottom. Those of you who are here often, you know, like to do this reading. It's a really beautiful reading, kind of sets the tone for the arrival of Shabbat and for our need certainly to take a rest from the craziness of our work week, take a breath from a regular life for just 24 hours and enjoy. And this prayer comes from a Tel Aviv prayer community, links ourselves certainly to our brothers and sisters and friends in Israel. So page 19, if you'll read with me at the bottom, together the small print on the left side. Blessed is your coming, Shabbat, blessed is your coming. Bring with you rest and peace following a tumultuous week filled with so many demands. Bring the space in which, with others and alone, we can shape an infinity of dreams. Bring the hour of forgiveness in which to hear the pounding heart of another human being. Blessed is your coming Shabbat. Blessed is your Creator. Blessed is your light. Amen. Page 20 by the arrow, we join together. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu vehishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu vehishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu vehishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu vehishtachavu lehar kodsho. If you'll kindly turn to page 21, there you'll find our 29th psalm that speaks of God's voice in the world. It's our job to pause and to listen for that voice in the surroundings around us, not just on Shabbat, but every day of the week. We have the custom of rising, of standing during this psalm, so if you're able to, we rise, page 21. Mizmor leDavid, havu l'Adonai b'nei Elim, havu l'Adonai kavod va'os, havu l'Adonai kevod shemo, ishtachavu l'Adonai behadrat kodesh, kol Adonai al hamayim, El hakavod hirim Adonai al mayim rabim. Kol Adonai b'koach, Kol Adonai behadar, Kol Adonai shover arazim. Vayishaber Adonai et arze halavanon, vayarkidem kemo egel Levanon v'Siryon kemo ven re'emim. Kol Adonai chotzef lavotesh, Kol Adonai yachil midbar, yachil Adonai midbar kadesh. Kol Adonai yecholel ayalot, vayechesof ye'arot, uv'echalo kulo omer, Kulo omer kavod. Adonai lamal yashav, vayeshev Adonai melech leolam. Adonai oz le'amo yitain, Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom. You are welcome to be seated. Page 23, you'll find Lechado D, our hymn welcoming in Shabbat as our bride or queen into our midst. We will generally do the first two verses. This is what we generally do, the first two verses on 23, the middle verse on 24, the last two verses on 25, and magically at the end of that, you'll see the note for the last verse, we will rise, we will face the door as the door magically opens to welcome in that Shabbat bride or queen to our midst. It's a custom that the mystics in Sfat did in history and still can do today as they go out of their structures, used to go out to the fields and literally welcome in Shabbat. So page 23. Lechado di likrat kala p'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lechado di likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad. Hishmianu el hamyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad l'shem u'tiferet v'litila lecha dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela likrat Shabbat lechuven elcha ki mekor habaracha meherosh mikedem nesucha sof maaseh b'machshavat tchila lecha dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela middle of 24 Hitoreri Kiva ore kumi ori uri shir daberi kevod Adonai alayich nigla lecha dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela middle of 25 Yahaminu semol tifrotzi V'et Adonai ta'aritzi al yad ish ben partzi v'nismecha v'nagila lecha dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela. We rise and face the door. Bo'i v'shalom ateret bala. Gam b'simcha u'b'tzahala. Toch emunei am segula. Bo'i chala. Lecha dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela. You are welcome to be seated. Page 27, you will find the Psalm for Shabbat. We join together. Mizmor shir leyom haShabbat, tov lehodot laHadonai, ulezamer leshimcha elyon, ulezamer leshimcha elyon, lehagid baboker chastecha, ve'emunatcha balelot, alei hasor v'alei navel, alei higayon bechinor, mizmor shir liyom haShabbat, tov lehodot laHadonai, ulezamer leshimcha elyon, ulezamer leshimcha elyon. Ki simchtani Adonai b'folecha ma'aseyetecha ranei ma'agalulos. We conclude the psalm over on page 28 by the arrow. Tzadik atamar yifrach ke'erez ba'levanon Yizkeh shetulim beveit Adonai bechatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu od yenuhavun b'seva deshenim v'rananim yiyu lehagid ki yashar Adonai Tzuri, tzuri, velo avatabo. 29. Adonai malach Yehud lavesh lavesh Adonai osita zahar al tikon tevel bal timod. Nachon kisa. Edo techanemnu me'od lehaveitcha na'ava kodesh Adonai liorech yamim. Page 30, you will find Kadisha Tome, our Mourner's Kaddish, our first of two in our service. Those reciting Mourner's Kaddish are welcome to rise and join with me again on page 30. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah V'yalma divrach yirute v'yamlich malchute v'chayechon uvyamechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala ubizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehe shmei rabba mevarach leolam alomei omaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yithalal shemei dekudisha barichu Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran v'yalma v'imru, amen. Yehe shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. You're welcome to be seated. So, quick word of Torah today. Let me start by asking, how do you know that the spring is here? Yes, I know that one. If you're from the north and haven't seen it a lot yet, go look on your rental car or your bike. Check out the car. It is filled with pollen. You don't need to check out the car. All you need to do is open up your window and start sneezing. That's what I've been doing all week. After a good old-fashioned sinus infection, we'll add some allergies to the meal. All right, so how else do you know that it's summer? Spring, rather. I wish it was summer. We'd be past that. How else do you know it's spring? Passover's coming. Terry knows this well because she made her annual Passover trek to Atlanta to buy all the kosher items we needed, or whatever. Start the shopping for our Passover Seder, second night Seder here at the synagogue. How else do we know it's springtime? Flowers, we got that. What'd you say? Thank you. That's exactly what I was looking for. Did you hear what he said? Ken said taxes. Thank you. It's tax time. How many of you are accountants or financial anybody's in this time of year, right? Anybody in here? Yeah, no, we're not doing that. Well, my husband's a CPA, so certainly he knows all about tax time. And even if you're not in actually a tax practice per se, right? You are engaged in getting your own taxes ready, right? How many of you have them done? Have them done already, or at least handed them to the accountant. Wow, you all are really jolly on the spot. I can raise my hand this year, probably for the first time ever. It's not April 1st yet, and we're done. And you would think an accountant's family would have it done first. We're last. We're last on the list. All right, it is exactly as Ken said. Thank you so much. It is as if I set you right there to give me the right answer. It's tax time. All right, So, like I said, for the first time in probably forever, we've actually turned in all our paperwork. We're ready to get it done. The accountant has it. Yeah, even as an accountant with a CP, he does controller stuff. So Jeffrey is like, here, I'm handing it to someone else. Yay. But the life of somebody who's dealing with taxes at this time of year is extremely busy, right? And it's kind of like High Holy Day busy for a rabbi. I can relate because, the month leading up to the High Holy Days and through the rest of the month of the High Holy Days, don't talk to me, right? Don't sleep much. Busy writing, busy doing things. It is a very busy time. So anyone who's in that profession understands it. But all of us understand the pressure of knowing that we have to get our taxes done, or at the very least do enough to take an extension, right? For those of us who do that too. So for the last few weeks, we've been studying the details that concern the building of the tabernacle. But as we arrive in the concluding chapters of the Parsha this week, of Parshat Pekudei, we also arrive at the end of the book of Exodus. And we find something a little bit different. The last few weeks, aside from the tale of the golden calf, we've been focusing on building, on the plans to build our Mishkan, our tabernacle in the wilderness. And we've now come to the end of it. And our building project is just about completed. And Moses, word for word, sentence by sentence, tells the Israelites the following. He basically says, I did this, and I did that, and I collected this amount of money, and I spent this much, right? He is not just a leader, right? He, in essence, in our parasha, becomes an accountant. And he's detailing exactly how everything was built in the sanctuary. So he's taking on the role of explaining that. But he's also telling us exactly how much money was raised and spent. Now, there's a wonderful midrash. I don't want you to think of poor Moses alone as an accountant, but there's a wonderful midrash that explains why he bothers to give all of these details. Because you would think, why does he have to, everybody's aware of what's going on, everybody's been involved with this, why does he have to bother doing all of this? Well, after Moses had collected all the gifts that the people gave for the building of the Mishkan, and if you're really familiar with the story, we know that Moses actually had to ask the people to stop bringing the gifts, right? They had too much. Anybody ever do a capital campaign or raise money? Has anyone ever said, stop bringing it, we have too much money. We have too many gifts, don't do it. Not enough canned goods. We have too many canned goods, don't bring any more. You don't hear that very often. Moses was able to do it. That's how much the people gave of themselves. And the Midrash says that every time he walked by people, Moses would hear them whispering behind his back, commenting on how rich his clothing looked. Surely he must be raking off from what we had contributed, right? We brought all this stuff. Moses is looking a little, man, that's a new pair of sandals he must have. Where'd he get those from, right? Or that new cloak he's wearing. He must have gone down to the store and bought it. Where'd he get the money to do that, right? And Moses heard, and he said to the people, wait a minute. Wait until the job is finished, and I'm going to give you an accounting of everything. And that's what he gives them here in our parasha this week. According to the Midrash, what happens? Well, what's the worst nightmare for anyone balancing their checkbook? Doesn't balance. Guess what? Moses' checkbook didn't balance either. The ledger didn't work. Gap, it didn't happen, right? Wasn't working. It was an accountant's nightmare. The numbers were off. And someone in the crowd who was good at math, maybe had an abacus in their cloak, I don't know, not sure, caught the mistake and called out, Moses, you're a crook. Can you imagine? This is the Midrash. You're not going to find it in the Torah. Don't go start looking up in Exodus, right? This is the Midrash. But of course, the Midrash is there to help us understand why the behavior, why Moses is doing what he's doing. So the Midrash is real life. Midrash says, someone said, wait a minute, Moses, you're a crook. And then what happens? The hooks on the curtain of the sanctuary suddenly lit up. And Moses sees them, and he realizes, what had he forgotten? He had forgotten to include those on his list of expenditures. So he adds again, he puts them back in. Oh, I remember, I'm going to find those pennies that are missing. I remember, and he puts them back into the ledger, and guess what? Balanced, came out perfect. So Moses was off the hook. And he didn't even have to do any creative bookkeeping. It was right. Even the Israelites, who had relied on Moses so greatly, clearly in this example, they didn't trust Moses. Even after everything he did, right? Suggests the Midrash. Someone like him with a special relationship with God must think that he doesn't have to live by the rules. He's special. He doesn't have to live by those rules. The truth is, even with the temptation of so much gold and silver in his hands, what did Moses do? He did not give in to the temptation. He did live by the rules. The Midrash is there to help us see, why is he accounting so much for this? Why are these details of all of that? Who's not trusting Moses? No, even the great Moses had to account for his behavior, for what he did. In today's world, we certainly see many people in prominent roles in society, whether it's business or tech or banking, or you've even seen it among pastors, and yes, sadly, even some rabbis, not me, but who make the wrong decisions and fail to live by the rules, right? Especially financially, we see that all the time. The truth is, whether it's a famous or uber wealthy person or one who's just sitting among all of us, whether it's one of us, right? At one time or another, all of us have been faced with some temptation that might steer us in the wrong direction, right? Oh, well, no one's going to miss this candy bar. We'll take a little bit off the top. We'll do, Everybody has those senses at some point or another. And especially as we grow up, right, we tend to think about those experiences. What did we learn when we were children? How about when we're adults? Rabbi Harold Kushner, you all are familiar with his name, I hope, when bad things happen to good people. And Zichrono Livracha, he has passed away. He suggests the following. Imagine that at some time in your life, you come to a moment when your future will depend on your ability to say no to a temptation, whatever it is. It may be a lucrative deal, which you really know is shady, doesn't seem right. It may be an illicit relationship. It may be a get-rich-quick scheme. It may be even the temptation to use drugs or something else illegal, or even a temptation to buy a luxury you know you really don't need and that you really can't afford. You really want it, but you know you can't necessarily afford it. Whatever the example is, consider what you will do if you're faced with this kind of temptation. All of us have had it in one degree or another, in one way or another. Think about what you would do. Something you know that is the wrong choice, maybe even, again, against the law, certainly not ethical, something that has a potential to mess up your life. We've all had those things in our world. And today's parashah comes to remind us that it isn't just the little guy, right, that has to follow the rules. It isn't just the common people, we, all of us here, right? It's not just our kids that we want to teach to make good decisions. Judaism provides us a system of ethics and of rituals and of stories like the Midrash to help teach us and remind us of our proper path, of the path of behavior that we need to take, and how we become masters over ourselves and the decisions that we make. So the next time you're tempted by something you know you should do, or think or shouldn't do, right? Like, I know I really should go to a long walk and be healthier, but I don't feel like it. I'm just going to sit down and just watch TV instead, right? Or maybe I could do, whenever you have a decision that you know has some ethical implication, health, something related to your well-being, think about the Midrash and think about how you might be tempted to do something that you know you should not do. Think about Moses, and hopefully, just as he certainly did, we follow in his path, the right path. It's a wonderful midrash that comes from the details of the building of the tabernacle, one that may normally be glossed over as just a simple accounting of the end of a project, but it's really instructive for us in our world today as we challenge our children and challenge ourselves to make the right choices in our lives, whatever those choices might be. So with that, I hope you will keep that in your mind, and we are going to go forward into our evening service. Sometimes the rabbis make them up. They're very often stories, right, that were circulated around the fireplace, in the academies, in learning, just like we have fables and stories that our children learn to learn ethics and to learn ideas in school. This is the way the rabbis wanted to teach something. It may be something from whole cloth they made up, which most likely would be this, or it's very often something that is there to try to fill in those gaps. And in this case of the Torah reading, It is the accounting that Moses gives, and why a man of such stature that everyone should certainly trust by now has to go ahead and do all of this heavy work of accounting for every little dime. And so that's where the rabbis get it from. But that's what the Midrash, the rabbinic commentary, seeks to do. Some of it is very ancient, and by the way, we are still doing it to this day. That's how we add on to, we stand on the shoulders of those who came before us in understanding Torah. Did you have something, David? Absolutely. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Sometimes it's just a missing detail. We got to fill it in. But uh-huh. That's where they were. In any case, David was just making a joke. Yes, no, I don't think there was a whole lot of cloak stores down the block or sandal stores on the block. But you might, hey, they make good sandals in Israel these days. Don't forget that. Naot, has anyone has a pair of Naot sandals? They're pretty good. We can imagine. In any case, they're going to give me a hard time tonight. Page 39a, we rise as we join in the beginning of the evening service. And again, just keep the message in mind of the Midrash. Take from Torah. Torah becomes relevant when we take from it a lesson for our own lives. And certainly that's the beauty of Torah. So keep that in our thoughts. And 39a as we rise to begin the evening service together. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. You are welcome to be seated. If you'll read with me in the English on the bottom left of the 39a as we join together in the English selection of the coming of evening light. This is our bracha of creation, our blessing of creation. We join together. Baruch atah Adonai, our God, sovereign of time and space, whose word brings the evening dusk, whose wisdom opens the gates of dawn, whose understanding changes the day's division, whose will sets the succession of seasons and arranges the stars in their places in the sky, who creates day and night, who rolls light before darkness and darkness from light, who makes day pass into night, who distinguishes day from night. Adonai Tzivaot is your name. Living and ever-present God, may your rule be with us forever and ever. Baruch atah Adonai, who brings each evening's dusk. Umavir yom umehevi laila, umavdil ben yom uvein laila, Adonai Tzivaot shemo, El chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. We join together, page 40. Ahavat olam beit Yisrael, amchavta, Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu, b'shachvenu u'v'kumeinu, nasiach b'chukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, u'v'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ואורך ימינו, ובהם נהגה יומם ולילה, יומם ולילה. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. Page 41. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchut Le'olam Va'ed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'derech uvshochbecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha. We join together page 41 in the English. You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all that is yours. These words that I command you this day shall be taken to heart. Teach them again and again to your children. Speak of them when you sit in your home, when you walk on your way, when you lie down, and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand and as a symbol above your eyes. Inscribe them upon the doorposts of your home and on your gates. We turn over to page 44, Umalchuto Baratzon, leading up to Mi Chamocha, our words that we sang as we crossed the Red Sea from slavery into freedom. We'll certainly recall those words soon in a couple of weeks as we celebrate Passover. So we join together page 44 at the top. Umalchuto Baratzon kiblu alehem Moshe u'Miriam u'bnei Yisrael lecha'anu shira b'simcha rabba v'yamru chulam mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh nohora tehilot oh seifele Malchutecha ra'uvanecha, boker yam lifnei Moshe, ze'elianu v'yamru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, v'ne'emar kifada Adonai et Yaakov, uge'alo miyad chazak mimenu, Baruch ata Adonai, Gal Yisrael. Page 45, you'll find Hashkivenu, our prayer that welcomes in the evening with a sense of shalom, with a sense of peace, we hope. And as we look to a brighter day tomorrow, used to be our bedtime prayer, if you will. So we read together page 45 in the English on the left side of the page. Allow us, Adonai, our God, to sleep peacefully. Awaken us to life, O Sovereign. Spread over us your canopy of peace. Restore us with your good counsel, and save us for the sake of your name. Shield us. Remove from us enemies, pestilence, sword, starvation, and sorrow. Remove the evil forces that surround us. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings. For you, God, watch over and deliver us. And you, God, are sovereign, merciful, and compassionate. Ensure our going and coming for life and peace, now and forever. May you spread over us your canopy of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, who spreads the canopy of peace over us, over all the people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Ushmor tzeitenu uvoenu l'chaim u'l'shalom me'ata v'ad olam. Ufros aleinu sukkot shlomecha, baruch atah Adonai, ha'porei sukkot shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim. Page 46, I'll ask once again if you're able to rise as we join together in the singing of Vishamru, reminding us of our connection to God through the observance of Shabbat. We join together. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berito lam v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berito lam Beheini uvein b'nei Yisrael oti leolam oti leolam oti leolam v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berito lam ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et ha-shamayim v'et ha'aretz v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berito lam uvayom hashvi'i shavat vayinafash shavat vayinafash shavat vayinafash v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berito lam. We remain standing for Chatzi Kaddish, middle of 46. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah b'alma divarach irutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael bagala ubizman kari v'yimeru amen yehish me'rabba mevorach le'olam olam me'olmaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei dekudesha berichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran v'alma v'imheru amen. You'll find this evening's Amidah, page 47, continuing through page 52. As always, feel free to add your own words to the words on the page. And when you are through, you're welcome to be seated. we turn over to page 54, where you will find Kaddish Shalem. Yitkara v'yitkara shemei rabba v'yama divarach yidute v'yamlich malchute v'chaychon v'mechon uv'chayedecho be'Yisrael ba'agala v'zman kari v'yimeru Amen yeheshmei rabba mevorach le'olam olam me'olmaya yitbarach Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitrumam yinaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudesha B'richu le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata tishbechata v'nechamata da'amiram yama v'yimeru Amen titka bal tzoloton uva'uton dechol Yisrael kol dam uva'honi v'shemaya v'yimeru Amen yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim olin v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimeru Amen ohoseh shalom bimromav Huyaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru imru amen Yaseh shalom shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael Yaseh shalom Shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'yimeru Amen. You'll kindly turn towards the back of your Siddur on page 173, to page 173. That's where you'll find our Misha Berach, our prayer for healing. For those in need, on the far left side of the page in the small print are Debbie Friedman and Dora Settle, Misha Berach. As always, if you're not familiar, I have a list here, and if you have a name you'd like to add, we'll go on around the room as I end this list, and feel free to just raise your hand and shout out that name, or if not, at least keep them in your thoughts and in your hearts. So this evening, as we prepare for our Misha Berach, for healing, we keep in our thoughts as a community Daniel Eliezer ben Tzvi, Shulamit bat Gittel, Yisraela bat Sipora, Shulamit bat Binyamin Malka, Devorah bat Abraham Vasara, Dan Siegel, Daniel Rice, Gittel Glasser, Ari Sanders, Bill Bucks, Lynn Alexander, Marjorie Morstein, Diane Hickey, Barbara Feingold, Harriet Siegel, Lori Kahan Simon, Nadine Hyman, Ed Tansky, Irene Friedman, Gary Kramer, Francis Haber, Caitlin Weathers, Danielle Santini, Julia Bernanke, Teresa Timmons, Suzanne Gott, Joan Klepp, Estelle Rice, Hannah Lipman, Susan Aller, Megan Cantigno, Natalie Kogan, Candace Dobro, Bernie Rowe, Esther Wiener, Joanna Levine, Barbara Berger, and any names we add at this moment. We keep all of them in our thoughts as we again join together, far left side of the page on 173. Mi shebeirach avoteinu mekor habaracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi shebeirach imotenu mekor habaracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Refuah shlema to all in need. We turn back to page 56. There you will find Aleinu, and I need at least one or a couple of volunteers to open up the ark and then close the doors when we're at the end. Anybody want to do that job? Harold's going to help us out. You're probably going to end up with announcements anyway. So page 56, we rise as we join together in Aleinu. Thank you both. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol latetz gedula liotzer breshit shelo asanu k'goyei haratzot v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adam shelo sam chelkeinu kahem v'goram leinu kechol hamonam v'anachnu korim ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר הארץ ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל ושכינתו זו בגבהי מרומים Hu Eloheinu ein od, emet malkeinu efes ulato, kakatuv betorato, v'yadat hayom v'hashevota elevavecha, ki Adonai hu ha-Elohim, bashamayim mima'al, V'ya'aretz mitachat ein od. Okay, Nikal ve'elach Adonai Eloheinu v'yakar v'teresecha. Ki ha'malchut shelcha hi olamei atimloch bechavod. Hakatuv b'toratecha Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed v'nemar v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol ha'aretz v'yom hahu yiheh Adonai echad u'shemo echad, u'shemo echad. You are welcome to be seated. Thank you very much. How do we know that we don't have our kids are just coming off spring break, their first week off of spring break? Yes, because they're not here, and you would think they'd be back, except they all walked in today like, I'm so tired. I had a full week of school. So we normally have, if you're not a regular, we normally have a few kids here on Friday evening. I'm not surprised. I know my kids are home complaining they're tired. So certainly that is, we look forward to them coming back hopefully next week. As we turn to page 58, you will find Kaddish Tome, our mourner's Kaddish. And as we recite Mourner's Kaddish this evening, we keep in our thoughts those whose yortzites occur today, beginning today, and the week that is coming. Dorothy Horowitz, Lenore Kurgan, Israel Katz, Reuben Ginsburg, Max Stone, Geraldine Krause, Sandra Merkus, Harry Kantrowitz, Jerry Cutler, Stephanie Crowley, Annie Zaglin, Herbert Katz, Irene Lee Rieger, Albert Miller, Rita Robinson, Philip Singer, Joseph Cedron, Aaron Kaplan, Helen Feder, Leonard Fine, Florence Jacobson, and Hyman Laurie. We keep all of them in our thoughts as we turn to page 58 and recite Mourner's Kaddish. Those reciting, again, are welcome to rise and join with me. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalma divra chirute v'yamlich malchute, v'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala ubizman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach leolam olamei olmaya. Yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar, v'yitromam, v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yithalal, shemei dekudesha b'rechu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran b'yalma v'imru, amen. Yehe shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. You may be seated. Beth, I know we had, did we get the name on there or did we miss it? What was the name? Was before, yeah. We had an issue with our with the database, so we keep both of them certainly in our thoughts this evening, Miriam and Isidore Steckel. So keep them in our thoughts. With that, we have a few announcements to make, and I'm looking at David, but he's already figured it out that Harold is getting up to walk there. Yeah, he's like, anytime I can get out of doing announcements, I will. So we have a lot going on. We'll try to shorten them, but there is a lot going on in the next few weeks. So Harold, take it away quickly if you can.
Good Shabbos.
That's good. That's
Thank
fast.
you for a wonderful job once again. Tonight's Oneg is sponsored by Susie Rakes and Alan Yust. Oh, yeah, I'm pointing that way. Yeah, there's half of it. Okay. Announcements and updates. Religious school on Sunday begins at 9 a.m. Rabbi Cohn's The Home Megillah class resumes this Sunday at 9:45. The CBI Book Club meets this Sunday at 12:15 to discuss their most recent book, The Oslo Syndrome by Kenneth Levin. Don't forget to make your reservation for our congregational second night Passover Seder. Due to the time needed to order kosher for Passover meat and other foods, registration ends on April 8th at noon. Log into your Shul Cloud or contact the office account to reserve your spot and receive members-only pricing. For those that might need remembrance, that'll be Sunday, April 13th. Don't forget the CBI TOI Blood Drive is coming up on April 6th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the TOI parking lot, Temple of Israel. So down off of Hayward Road, for those that don't know the symbol. You can sign up for a slot to donate via the CBI website. Music on Sunday series continues this Sunday at 3 p.m. at the Temple of Israel. Beginning Monday, April 7th, the CBI office will be closed on Mondays, Tuesday through Fridays. The office hours will be 8:30 to 2:30. Save the date. Please mark your calendars as we observe Holocaust Remembrance Day with a special CBI Temple of Israel Yom HaShoah program, Sunday morning, April 27th, in the JFS Zikaron Barcelona on Wednesday evening, April 23rd. Check the upcoming April bulletin for program info. I forgot, welcome all visitors tonight. It's nice to have you, and please join us in the back after services for an opening. Join the CBI Men's Club for baseball, fun, and food. Bring the family out to the Greenville Drive game, Sunday, June 8th at 3 p.m. Tickets are available on the website, or talk to Steve in the back, since he's the other half of Men's Club. Weekly reminders. Rabbi Cohn's The Home Megillah class will resume on Sunday, March 30th at 9:45. Sunday is Intermediate Hebrew with Fred Leffert at 11:15. Torah study via Zoom is with Fred Leffert on Tuesdays at 5:30 via Zoom. And contact the office or see me if you want to know how to get to the website, to the Zoom session. Please see the CBI website, newsletter, or bulletin for more information on all of these programs. Anniversaries, Jimmy and John Moore on the 30th, Paul Della Maggirio and Gabriel Charbonnet on the 1st, April Fool's Day. And birthdays, Sunday, Jacob Thilman. And on the 4th, Peter Brenna. And that's it.
Yep.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Thank you. There's a lot going on. I always say if you are bored, it's your own fault. Because there's plenty to do in the community, plenty to do here. Lots coming up April, throughout the month. The April bulletin will hopefully be in your email boxes on Monday, by Monday, certainly before Tuesday on the 1st. So keep a lookout. There's really a lot going on. Those of you who want to be here Sunday morning, I know there's going to be some cleaning going on, right? We're going to be cleaning the kitchen for Passover. You can come join me with a little bit of learning and then help out with cleaning for Passover if you're not heading to this Hebrew class. So there's lots of opportunities to help. The whole Megillah, we are beginning our study of Song of Songs. So if you haven't joined before and you want to come, just come, 9:45. I have the texts to hand out. We'll discuss a little bit about the Song of Song texts, which is linked to Passover, and that's why we're doing it now in preparation for Passover. And then we will be ready for the holiday and learn a little bit about the book of, or the scroll of Song of Songs. With that, we are going to conclude, and as Harold said, everybody's welcomed into the back to do a little kiddush and motzi, hang around, have a little nosh. Thanks to Susie and Alan, we appreciate that. And we will end with an oldie but a goodie, and you hopefully know it. So here we go. Bim bam bim 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 bam bim 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 bam bim bam bim bam bim bam bim 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 bam bim 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 bam. Shabbat shalom, hey Shabbat shalom, hey Shabbat 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 shalom. Shabbat shalom, hey Shabbat shalom, hey Shabbat 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 shalom. Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat shalom, hey Shabbat shalom, hey Shabbat 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 shalom. Shabbat shalom to everybody. Join us for Kiddush and Motzi in the back and a little nosh, if you will. And if you're new, please introduce yourselves. If you're not and you see somebody new, please introduce yourselves. And we'll join in just a moment.
Okay, stop your kibitzing. I'm gonna turn the lights out on you. I want you to have a you know, it's like a movie theater.
She did not know whether, she said, I cannot tell you, I don't know. So by Monday, we have some.
One is way too much. Two,
What was the big family? We drove all three there. Two summers ago? We go from New York
No.
to town south of
And then you'll